So this is the Chef Workstation triage for Monday, September 16th. And let me get up our repo. Okay, I think, I remember last time, Chef Workstation first. There's one that had some good issues we were going through to try and triage. Okay, so we'll start in the Chef Workstation repo. Workstation throwing bundler errors.
Yeah, I need to try this on the latest build, but
this may be fixed in the latest build because there was some
this was
file
like pretty new.
Yeah.
I know we made a change in the gem file about which bundler we had. So I wonder if taking bundler 2 out of that gem file a while back broke that. But I can try to get the latest current.
These notes from the current build don't work.
Yeah, I don't know how we would solve this. Or
yeah.
if it's even, honestly, if it's even worth solving. But if you have a current build, that link gives you a horrible, it's not just an error message. Like if you click on it, it's like a horrible error message.
We could, I mean, I think maybe we just disable release notes if it's current build.
The problem is you don't know the current build.
Seems that we need to add a way to know that.
But the artifact is the same. That's why it's hard.
Right.
Because it would be a current build until we would artificially make it the stable build.
Yeah.
Package
So tell how it's being run, but it's going to look the same as far as how it's in the package. Well, damn.
I think the only way you could fix it is if you literally tried to prefetch that URL and didn't show it if the URL threw a 500. And just assumed that throwing a 500 probably means it's a current and there's no release notes. But again, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's worth fixing.
Yeah, I've had lots of I've been having lots of conversations with the RelEng team over the last 6 months about this and how the prescribed process doesn't exactly fit how we want to release things. But I think you're right. There's no easy fix yet because there's a political thing to navigate as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably fix this on their side with some sort of better page, but I don't know. Hey, looks like you're probably in a pre-release. Too bad.
I mean, we know in the Tray app that you're subscribed to the current channel.
Yeah, but the problem is if you go to the website, download the current build, and you install it, it doesn't change your channel. You're not in the current channel.
That's true. I wonder if that's something we should look at too. Like, can we, like the package can't know, I guess.
Yeah, the package never knows what it is, which is sort of by design.
It's almost like we want to like do something like Apple does where they staple a thing to the artifact so they know some extra data.
Tyler, on this one, we're just waiting for the pipeline run to go through.
Cool. Okay. I'm going to put that this fixes this issue, though, because it re-enables the integration test, right?
No, it does not. It does not resolve.
Okay.
That re-enables them, but if you run them, they'll fail.
Okay. Wait, so is this going to fail then?
No, we don't run them. So it enables, like, if you pass in the integration flag, it will now run those tests.
Gotcha.
but our verification does not use integration.
Okay.
And that's what I would like to change with that issue.
Well, that bundler warning went away with 2 new builds. So something magically fixed that.
Woohoo!
It was a little concerning because I'm like, how did the build pass? But we can worry about that next time.
And it's not chef verify anymore. What is the command that'll be? Is it just is there like
It's
a
just the Ruby script. It's like the Ruby verify, or Ruby running the verify script. I think it's like omnibus verification run.rb or something.
We just kicked that script off with the build kite pipeline.
What's that?
That just gets kicked off in the build kite verify stage, right?
Yeah, we just replaced the call to chef verify with the invoke of the script.
Cool. I'm glad we're not shipping verify anymore. That's kind of was like the silliest thing that we ever put in the chef.
Okay. Oh, those are the epics. Just kidding. Okay. So we got those. Pull requests. And this is the one you said we're just waiting on a.
Yeah, we're waiting on pipeline. I had to rebase to fix a Windows related failure, and hopefully that's the last of it. I think Chore is probably looking at our categories here.
Yeah, it's already in progress, so I don't think we need to triage it. Well, rather add a triage flag. Okay. Experimental. Oops, that's not what I need to do. Triage.
Should we look at adding that new expediter functionality for things that we file that just sort of automatically triages them? But just as a way to make this meeting more efficient for us?
Yeah, what labels does it add?
I'm not sure on that. I know you can like skip actions or do specific actions based on the PR or issue coming from a group. So I suspect we could put whatever, maybe we can put whatever labels we want. I don't know.
We can put labels on the general PR template as well, I think. The same way you can put them on the issues.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be specific to a group, but
Yeah. I mean, that would, I guess, put the onus on us to, when we create something in here, make sure we label it and triage it appropriately.
should we self triage our PRs?
Yeah, I think if one of us opens a PR or files an issue, we should be triaging it when we do that.
Yeah.
Do we think there's a lot of value in the labels on the PRs versus the labels on the issues?
I have wondered that same thing. So the type seems potentially useful, I guess, if we want to do aggregate data about what we are working on. Same with the aspect. But no, I don't know that, besides the like, hey, it's waiting for contributor or something, I don't know that these are.
I mean, so far it hasn't been, but we also haven't tried to make use of them yet beyond having them there.
Yep.
Yeah. I think kind of like in general in the OSS project, we went a little overboard on the labels, and we didn't know how people were going to consume them before we were like, let's just make labels for everything. And now it's like, we're going to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like one of the use cases would be like, let's put a comment to respond to any new contributions as long as it didn't come from us, kind of things. And then there's a way to put a label, I think, that says like, these are things that came outside. They need to be triaged, so then we can filter them.
We could do that. It would be nice because then we could move to a default assumption that it is triaged unless it's got that label.
Yeah, the inspect team, I think they said requested it. So we could look at what they're doing on their repo if it's something we want to do.
Yeah, we don't even have the untriaged label being applied across all of our repos.
Yeah, I think that's what it is they do untriaged in the template, and then they have an expediter action that if it comes from one of their people, it removes that label.
That'd be handy. Yeah, I mean, ideally we get some sort of, like Tom May played around back in the day, I guess like 2 years ago at this point, with just a app that just made a bunch of API calls to GitHub and just like put together all the things that needed triaging. And it wasn't really helpful because we didn't have all these labels and functionality and unified labels and all that stuff at the time. But if we had a single label that was things that need to be triaged, it's very easy to either just make a very long GitHub query or to just make a simple little page somewhere that splash screens like your issues.
Yeah.
That makes it super simple. Like we don't have to be in a meeting. We can just, if you want to be bored and like click on it once a day or whatever and just be like, oh, 3 more things came in, let me go triage those. I think we can also get pull reminders to alert if there's things that have labels, but I have to look at that.
Okay, that is these 3 done. Trying to remember for cook style, I don't think we had done triaging very much for this one because it's moving so fast. Like last time we went to triage, it was mostly you had filed a bunch of issues about stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much all me. I kind of try to self-label them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them are new cop proposals. And then, yeah, like this add autocorrect. And those are all just like internal things that had to be specific to the project. So I created labels for them.
We'll push that back down to the bottom of the priority.
Cool.
Okay, didn't see anything responding there. Supply, metadata.
I gotta fix this one. I'll write down to do that. I went a little crazy on the tests and like removed a lot of places where we used long description and other unrelated tests, and it exploded the world because all the SHAs are different now, and I don't want to redo 50 SHAs. But it would definitely be good to have a generator make cookbooks that don't instantly fail cook style.
Okay. Okay, with those done, we can back to the longer tail of Chef Decay maintenance. Let's see. Both tight Windows verification. Sounds useful. I'm wondering if I need a stat. I don't feel like I need a status incomplete on this since it's still a draft right now.
Yeah, we can put that on there.
I think in general, I don't even know that we need to worry too much about labeling in draft.
Yeah. And like this one, I'm not gonna bother labeling because it's done by the bot. We should have the bot auto label this with like created or something.
Sure. Yeah, that would be a good feature request. The bot should be able to, we would need a helper for that in that horrible script that does that.
All right, last time I had pinged on this was July. I'm gonna close this, and then if somebody wants to, they can reopen it. So if someone feels strongly that we should make sure this gets merged. Okay. Chef install failed to generate policy file .lock. Kitchen test suite policy file.
Yeah, I see what we're probably failing on here. The custom policy file path logic is trying to like figure out where the cookbook root is.
Oh.
Poorly. Because it's just trying to find it in that custom, one folder up from that custom. Yeah, that's definitely a bug. I wonder if I can move that, because that actually, I wonder where that's a bug. I'll have to look at that. That might be a bug in Test Kitchen. It's probably a bug in Test Kitchen. But that makes that feature just about worthless.
Dog is snoring so loud. When I converge, I'm able to see the error. Default Ubuntu. Where is this? Hang on 1 second. Converge.
This is another one that just really belongs in the Test Kitchen repo.
Yeah.
I mean, this is always, I think this is always going to be the problem with like Workstation and DK and stuff, is like half the issues that get filed have nothing to do with these products. You're really just using it as a place to like put things in the right project.
Yep. Which is fine. Like I think that's one of the reasons we have this meeting, right? Is we move it around to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and like from that user's standpoint, like they're paying us money ideally, and they expect Chef that provided them with Workstation to make it work. They don't really care where the blame lies.
Can I check pull requests on Chef DK? Yes, it did. Okay. Parallel policy dependencies fail with frozen cookbook error. Creating at least 2 policy files include a common policy file. Push to Chef server fails with. That's a forced override.
Because policy file freezes the cookbooks when it uploads them.
We're going to remove this to Chef Cly and then reference that we need to fix this in Chef DK too.
Yeah, probably. April can't come soon enough.
Don't forget your pasta or your pizza.
I'm very confused. I don't know what DOS to Linux is, or DOS to Unix is.
That's
I guess the person is having issues with Alpine.
What was that?
So this looks like this is an issue with trying to run Chef on Alpine Linux, which I have no idea what that is. Feel free to mothball this one on Scene 720, which was support for Alpine Linux.
I think we should just close that.
Yeah.
Alpine Linux is like the Linux you run in your containers. And if you want to run Chef DK in a container, you should use the Chef DK container. Just be like, if you can make this work and open a PR for it, that's cool, but we don't have any plans to support Alpine Linux.
I want to add the cookbook to the policy file and try to use an include recipe without adding it to metadata.rb. I mean, shouldn't they just add it to the metadata.rb? Is the policy file, is it smart enough to look up all the dependencies there? I thought it was.
Yeah, they're doing it wrong. So yeah, the policy file is really just going to make sure that it's shipped onto the node. But if the cookbook doesn't depend on it, it doesn't actually get put together in the package that Chef Client loads. So they would have to depend on it in metadata.rb. And what they're probably trying to do, missed the beginning of that, was like do a custom path or something.
Yep. That's what Lamont talked about. Like, yeah, if they want to override a metadata depends from Git, right? That could make sense. But otherwise, it should just be in the metadata.
Yeah, like metadata is just saying like, hey, when you put together that Zep solving package and put it on the disk for me to execute, like make sure to put that thing there. It gives no anythings about where it comes from, right?
Yep.
Like, so if you want to say in your policy file, like this comes from my private supermarket, or I want this tag over here from Git, like that's on you. But it does need to be in both.
Okay, I'll move this to Chef Cly. is it capital P policy file.rb? Am I remembering that right? Is that crazy?
Yeah, capital P, I think, yes.
Yeah.
I wonder how to add a quote to this one without.
Without what?
Quoting the whole thing I'm trying to write. I want to quote their line and then still in the same bullet point have like a message from us. I don't know if that's gonna be possible.
That double enter just in between them, I think you can do that and then tab. So enter after metadata.rb.
Okay, let me get this all. Okay, enter.
Another one,
Okay.
then the tab that you did.
Oops.
Well, the 3 space or 2 space, I don't know.
Yep.
Does that work?
Yep, that's it. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. OpenSSL issues when running from Jenkins on System D. What?
Is this a FIPS machine?
Didn't look like it.
Well, I mean, MD5 would be unsupported on FIPS, is what makes me wonder. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's a great question.
Man, someone should ask that.
That is hilarious, seriously.
What did I know? I'm not going to double check. I try to remember how they. I don't know. Do you know off the top of your head? I know they can. I just don't remember.
I think it's in proc somewhere, but yeah, you probably have to just look it up. Because there's some magic in modern Ruby where it just like auto detects FIPS.
Yeah.
What's worse than that is when I literally open PRs that I've already opened. Like, let me just do this real quick. And Lamont will be like, you know, you did that 2 weeks ago. I'm like, fuck, I did it again.
You need a bot to scan your PRs, compare the diff between them and
joke. Dependabot is awesome, by the way. I just set this up for Ruby projects. Not for chef stuff, but this is pretty cool. We should use this.
All right. I swear I triaged this issue already, or there was another very similar issue. Yeah, we fixed this.
Is this a reopen or?
No, we already fixed this in, well, we fixed it in Chef Cly.
I think there's a greater question of like, what do we want to backport? And how do we accelerate people off of Chef DK and onto Workstation? Like, given that we've got 6 months until DK is gone.
Maybe you should start pushing people towards Chef Workstation.
Yeah, but like our docs still tell people to use Chef DK. That deprecation day is going to rapidly approach, and then we're not going to have DK anymore. Like, we need to have a 1.0 workstation and docs that match and are consistent with that use case before we can be like, DK is no more.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I mean, this, like, that is, I think when we talk about like scheduling work and priorities and stuff, that is something we need to make sure is on our roadmap and encapsulated, because we know that that is work that is coming up that is going to take like a month of some amount of engineers' time to go, like, search all the documentation, close out issues, etc. So,
yep, all the Learn Chef rally stuff, and it's going to take a while.
John, I don't know if you're still here, but that is something we need to make sure we get on our roadmap.
Yeah, I'm here. It's a tricky thing. I think like our position in April was that we're not going to release a DK that depends on 16. We will continue to support in some fashion the DK that is 15 based. through April 2021. So it's not a complete like, fuck you, go fly a kite. We're just not like, we're stating if we are not going to invest back here anymore. So like if you need certain sorts of things or if you need a new feature, we're going to decide whether to do it over here. If there's CVEs, stuff like that, we'll have to fix them. But that's effectively where we've been for this year too.
Yeah, I guess more what I mean is like, I would consider it very strange as a consumer of our products if we were like, there will be no more major Chef DK releases. You should use Workstation. But then I go to the docs and they're all about like using Chef DK.
Yeah.
Like we have there's a lot of unfinished migration process there for us to say like, stop using Workstation or stop using DK, which we're saying. I think we're saying that in issues to people, and I'm saying it in real life to people, but it's not all there. So like a new user right now, there's the likelihood is any new user coming into Chef would use DK, which is not what we want.
Yeah. So my proposal to the team is that we get the work that we need to start scoped so that there's cards on the board. I think that's starting to unlock. It feels a little better to me, at least this week, than it has. And I will queue up having the 1.0 conversation and getting identified, like these are the things we feel need to be done to call it that. And it'll either fit by April or it won't, and hopefully we'll make it fit.
Tim, do you know if you went and did try to confirm this? I'm going to put it as we need to go check this because I don't know if this is an issue with Chef Workstation, but I don't see how we would have fixed this.
Where are they getting?
He's got a username with an apostrophe in it, and he thinks that that's causing issues.
It probably is.
With I don't know what any of this UI.route.UI.window title stuff is related to, but it says he gets it when he's trying to open it. Country Chef module when executing get module. So that seems like what he's trying to do.
Oh, is that so? He's using that like Chef DK shortcut, the PowerShell shortcut.
Okay.
Okay. Sets your path for you and stuff.
All right, let's.
Yeah, that is definitely our bug, and that's a bug. That would be a bug in our omnibus build I was in. I've never looked at where we set that up, but yeah, we should fix that. That's a great kind of bug. We don't have a label for it here, but that is a great bug for the sustaining team.
Okay. We have 5 minutes left. I'm going to call it there. I have a couple minutes before people's next round of meetings.